Hello, boys and girls. This is your language arts lesson for Wednesday, April 22nd. We are working on contractions this week, and I want to show you this cute little video about contractions.
Two words into one. Contraction. Two words into one. Contractions are a way we make two words into one.
Contractions.
Contraction. Two words into one.
Let me show y'all how it's done. Do and not, they make don't. Will and not, form won't. And don't you know, your words won't go too far without contractions. Could and not, make couldn't. Should and not, form shouldn't. And couldn't he and she agree that two words could be one? Yeah, contractions.
Two words into one. Contraction.
Two words.
Two words into one. Contractions are a way we make two words into one. Contraction. Two words into one. Let me show you how it's done.
They and are make there. And now I'm going to share what happens to the letters you don't see, like O and A and U. These little marks you see are called apostrophes, and they take their place without a space, and that's how we make, yeah, contractions.
Two words into one. Contraction. Two words into one. Contractions are a way we make two words into one. Contraction. Two words into one. Now we all know how it's done.
Commas are a different kind of punctuation and have a different kind of function. But if you ask me, apostrophes look like commas, only higher.
Contraction. They make two words into one.
Two words into one. Two words into one. Let me hear it now. Two words into one. Two words into one.
Two words, now there's one.
Words into one. Two words into
Now I
one.
told you how it's done.
Contractions.
Contraction.
Okay, so that seemed to explain contractions in a way more fun way than I did. So, all right, now we're going to look at our amazing word scold. Scold. So, if you scold someone, you speak to him or her in an angry way for something he or she did wrong. So here's an example. My mom scolded me for eating cookies before dinner. My dad scolded me for not doing my chores. So that is the definition of your amazing word, scold. Okay. At this point, I would like you guys to open up your Readers and Writers Notebook and work on page 442. These are the vowel patterns, A-W, A-U, A-U-G-H, and A-L for the ah sound. And you're going to work with these frequently misspelled words, thought and caught. So you're going to read the letter, this short little letter here, circle 3 spelling mistakes and a word that needs a capital letter, and write the words correctly. So here's a clue. The spelling mistakes are these words in the boxes. After you do that, you're going to circle the misspelled list word and write each word correctly. So read these sentences, circle the misspelled list word, and write it correctly. Yeah, that's what you're doing there. Now is time for you to do your writing assignment for the day. So you are going to write a humorous fiction. So you're going to write a story. All right, so this is a set of pages in your Readers and Writers Notebook. It's page 350 and 351. And I want you to use the information on these pages to help you with writing your humorous fiction. So let's begin by talking about those words humorous and fiction. Humorous means funny, and fiction means made up. So let's begin by reading these words. Let's read this page. So, key features of humorous fiction. It tells a funny story and is about made up people and events. So I'm picturing questions being asked. If we were in class, I would hear someone say, "Can I write about the time I did blah, blah, blah?" Well, no, because it's a fiction. So it's a made up story. You can take an idea that you have of something that happened in real life and you can add to it, change it, make it fictional, okay? So you can write fiction based on real events, but it's got to be made up to be fiction. And it's got to be funny to be humorous. So let's read this. Humorous fiction. Humorous fiction tells a funny story. The characters and events are make-believe. The student model on the next page is an example of humorous fiction. So here's your writing prompt right here. Think about funny stories that you have read. Now write a humorous story. So here's the writer's checklist. Remember, you should tell about an event that is funny. Write sentences that don't all begin alike. And write contractions correctly. So we did learn about contractions. You just saw a video on it, and there's a little bit here I'm going to read to you too. So make sure you're adding some contractions into your story. So let's take a look at this example. Notice there's a title, The Talking Sandwich. Already that sounds kind of funny, right? So today I was ready to bite my sandwich. Then I heard, "Don't bite." Wow, was the sandwich talking? "A sandwich can't talk," I said. "I'm not joking. You should give me to your sister." The voice sounded like my sister. She was hiding behind a chair talking. So that's a funny story, and it's a made-up story, so it's a humorous fiction. So the genre is humorous fiction. The writer adds funny details. Contractions. Combine two words. I plus am equals I'm. So remember, a contraction puts two words together. Contractions include I'm, she'll, your, he's, and others with pronouns. Contractions include words with not, can't, isn't, and won't. A contraction has an apostrophe. So you guys can get started on your writing. I want you to do a rough draft and then take a look at it and scan through. Make sure you check, do one read through to look for capitals and periods. Do another read through to look for your sentences making sense. Do a third read through to look for spelling errors. So you're not just going to read your story one time. You're going to read it several times just to edit your work. Finally, you have in your Readers and Writers Notebook on page 440 a scoring rubric for humorous fiction. So I want you to look at the sentences that you write and think about yourself giving your sentences a point value. So if let's look at focus and ideas. If your sentence has the story, ideas, characters, and events are not funny, if it's not funny for a humorous fiction story, you would probably only get about a 1 or give yourself about a 1. But if you look way over here at the number 4 value, the story, ideas, characters, or events are very funny. So if your story is very funny, you can give yourself a 4. So organization, voice, word choice, sentences, and conventions. So let's take a look down here at conventions. If you would have 1 point if there were few contractions and quotations have correct punctuation, if very few have correct punctuation, contractions, quotations. But if all contractions and quotations have correct punctuation, you would give yourself 4 points. So use this rubric here as a way to evaluate your own work, to challenge yourself, to really focus on whether you are really doing your very best. Okay? So that's it. The writing project is the bulk of your lesson for today. And I look forward to seeing you at the Zoom meeting. I've got plans for some work we're going to go over at the Zoom meeting. So have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.